I was brought up in England, in Surrey. My dad's a Muslim from Baghdad and my mum is from England, so it was quite hard growing up with two different cultures and growing up in England with a very strict Muslim influence. I used to eat and then throw up. I was always told I was fat, so being thin was really, really important to me because I just thought I'd be accepted if I was. I went to university and I'd come back after uni and eat loads, throw up loads, and then get ready to go out. It started with me throwing up once a day, then twice a day. Then it got up to about 15 to 20 times a day. And it just got progressively worse. I just didn't want to live. And it's like when you get into that place in your head where you think about killing yourself and you think, I can't because there's this like rock solid fence in front of me. And then the thoughts come back and it's really scary. And I just thought, I just don't want to live. I'd heard of these places in the past, treatment centres, so I did a little bit of research on the internet. I got a taxi to LifeWorks and the sign outside says New Beginnings or something, and the taxi man said to me, oh, so have you come here for a new life or something like that? And he had absolutely no idea where I was going, and neither did I. This woman came up to me and she was really friendly. She told me what was going to happen. She took me upstairs. She said she was going to look through my case. She was going to weigh me. And there were some other girls there and they were really nice and really friendly, and we got chatting, and then it got a bit scary because I realised we were going to have to eat. It was lunchtime, I guess, because we had to go down and sit at a table and we had to write down how we felt whilst we were eating and how we felt after we ate, which was a completely new thing for me. And I had to eat the food, so I thought, OK, I'll just eat this bit and I'll put a bit to the side because I knew I couldn't throw it all up. And there was a counsellor there and she said to me, you have to eat that. And I looked at the other girls and they were all eating everything and they weren't huge or anything, so I just thought, well, OK, I have to do that, and if I do that and they're not fat, then maybe I won't balloon either. I asked the other girls who'd been there about 2 weeks, well, don't you get fat? Don't you put on weight? And they said to me, well, no, you don't, because this is what normal people eat every day, and no, you're not going to get fat. So if I just do what I'm told, I'm going to be okay, is what I thought. And it really helped having other girls there that had the same fears as me about eating, because I'd never really had a friend that I could talk to about it, so it really helped having people there that I could talk to. It was like this caringness, not just from the other patients, but from the staff as well. You wake up in the morning and you actually want to wake up because you know when you get downstairs there's going to be someone that asks you how you are and is genuinely concerned. Most of them are ex-addicts as well, so they've been there and they've shared their story with us and they genuinely care, and I never had that. Well, none of us did, really. Some husbands and wives had that from their partners, but most of us didn't. And from parents who didn't really understand because they hadn't been there, whereas we were surrounded by people who knew exactly how we were feeling, which was probably different from the counselling I've had before from psychiatrists who have learnt it from a book and just have no idea. I'm not very good at expressing myself with words, so we did this art thing, which meant that I could express myself in a way that they could understand me more. And we did this meditation-type Pilates thing, which meant that you had to sit still for a few minutes, which I found absolutely impossible, just the concept of having to lie there, breathing heavily, still. I could talk about myself for the first time, who I am, how I was feeling, what I'd been doing all these years. And when I'd tell them, it was like, they were like, yeah, okay. And it was like, yeah, great. Because they understood, and I didn't really have to explain it to them because they just knew, and it was just like it was normality to them. It was just great. I wanted to stay there forever. I'm never going to be the perfect girlfriend or the perfect friend, and I'm not going to try and do things which I find too difficult because that's just going to pose its own problems. But life is still challenging, but definitely more manageable now, and I've got a dog. I would say go. Don't think, go. Because you know whether you relapse or not. It's the tools that you learn when you're in there that is something that's going to help an addict in whatever future they're going to have.